Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivano Dari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivano Dari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamnatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Munatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiyari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabiyari Radha Jaya Vishnupad Paramahansa Prabhujakacharya Astajaya Siddha Shishimad, His Divine Grace, Srila H.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Gaura Vaishnavani Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Prem Gaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shiva Navadam Ki Jai, Shimaya Purnabdam Ki Jai, Gangamaya Ki Jai, Jamunamaya Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Go Premanandi, all glorious Sama devotees, all glorious Sama devotees, all glorious to Sama devotees, all glorious to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, The Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, text number 27. So 27 doesn't have a purport. We'll go to 28, which has a very small purport. So we might go on to 29 also. Bratar Mama Shuta Kachin Matra Saha Bhavad Vraje Tatang Bhavantang Manvano Bhavadyam Upalalita Bratar Mama Sutakachin Matra Saha Bhavadvaje Tatang Bhavantam Manvano Bhavadhyam Upalalilata Bratar Mama Sutakachin Matra Saha Bhavadvaje Tatang Bhavantam Manvano Bhavadhyam Upalalita Bhratar Mama Sutakachin Matra Saha Bhavadvaje Tatang Bhavantam Manvano bhavadbhyam upalalitaha. Leo. Thank you. Mataji's. Brata, my dear brother, Mama, my, Sutta, son, Baladev, born of Rohini, Kachit, whether, Matrasaha, with his mother, Rohini, Bhavat Vrajay, in your house, Tatam, as father, Bhavantam, unto you, Manvana, thinking, Bhavadbhyam, by you and your wife Yasoda, Upalalitaha, properly being raised. Translation, my son Baladev, being raised by you and your wife Yasoda Devi, considers you his father and mother. Is he living very peacefully in your home with his real mother, Rohini? Text 28. Pungsastri bhaga vihita surado yanu bhavitaha nateshu klis yamaneshu trivargo haya kalpate. Translation, when one's friends and relatives are properly situated, one's religion, economic development, and sense gratification, as described in the Vedic literatures, are beneficial. Otherwise, if one's friends and relatives are in distress, these three cannot offer any happiness. Purport. Vasudeva regretfully informed Nanda Maharaj that although he had his wife and children, he could not properly discharge his duty of maintaining them and was therefore unhappy. Thus ends the end of the Bhaktivedanta purport to this verse. Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chaksurum Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Mukam Kurtavachalang Pangunlung Haitegarim Yat Kripa Taraham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam Vanchikapatubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this verse 28, Vasudeva is explaining how there's the dharma, artha, and kama. And if one is not properly situated then, and is feeling distressed, then this won't bring any real happiness. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, Sarva dharmam parityajya mamekang swaranam vaja ahang tvam sarvaparityajya mokshasyami masucha. He says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me, and I'll free you from all sin-free action. Do not fear. So Krishna is explaining so many different aspects of religion in the Bhagavad Gita. Then in this verse he's saying, abandon all of it, which is interesting. In the purport, Prabhupada explains the different types of religion that Krishna asked him to renounce. Here it is. Purport. The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and processes of religion. Knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Supersoul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life, knowledge of the renounced order of life, knowledge of non-attachment, sense and mind control, meditation, etc. So there's even more. So these are some of the things that Krishna said to renounce and just surrender into him. So this is the highest way of advancing in spiritual life, is just to surrender to Krishna. Not an easy thing to do. Although Prabhupada did say it's easy for those who are simple and difficult for those who are complex. Sometimes we make it difficult ourselves. So if we just follow what Srila Prabhupada has given us, then we can advance very nicely in Krishna consciousness. I was just reading in one purport, Prabhupada said that a devotee should feel himself helpless and completely dependent on Krishna. And if we do, then the basis of our advancement will be the mercy of Krishna. So if we just surrender to Krishna, depend on Krishna, then Krishna, he will help us in this big challenge that we've faced. When I first joined the movement, I read the Bhagavad Gita, and it was just so nice. And then I met the devotees in Miami. So nice. Prashadam is so nice. Everything is so nice. And then I realized, this is a big challenge. This is a huge challenge, to get free of material desires and fully surrender to Krishna. Probably the biggest challenge that anybody can ever face in life. But the result of this challenge and rising to the challenge and actually achieving perfection, surrendering to Krishna, is that we attain the highest happiness. And therefore it's stated, Savai Pungsang Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Hoksuje Ahaita Kyapitita Iyatma Supasiddhi. The supreme occupational duty for all mankind is that by which one can attain to loving devotional service. And such service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted in order to completely satisfy the self. So that's Krishna's asking for a high standard, unmotivated. I mean, generally, practically everywhere, there's some motivation behind what we're doing, right? Some selfish motivation, and uninterrupted. Very high. Krishna's asking for a very high standard. And why? Because Krishna, he gives himself if we actually do this, if we surrender to Krishna, uninterrupted, unmotivated devotional service, he gives himself. That's big also. I mean, that's the highest achievement that anybody can possibly achieve. So, Srila Prabhupada, he sometimes would criticize religions that were more or less superficial, just doing the rituals. I grew up Episcopalian, and all of us siblings and my mother we would go to the church, and part of the ritual there was we would drink wine. It was the blood of Jesus. 10-year-old kid drinking wine. And sometimes there'd be extra left after the services, and the priest would consider it his duty to honor the rest of the leftover. So there's right now there's hospitals with alcoholic priests. Prabhupada used to say there's 5,000 alcoholic priests in these hospitals for priests that couldn't control their senses. So there's so many rituals in various religions, and we also have our rituals. We offer the fire to the Lord, we offer incense, we offer the cloth. So why do we do these things? Why do we offer the flame to Krishna every morning? Can anybody say? Yes. Lighting the way for Krishna to come. Wow, that's nice. Anybody else? Yes. Yes, we need fire. We need fire. Yeah. We cook with it. We get heat from it. So many ways we need fire, right? Yes.
Since everything is coming from Krishna, what can we offer him? So it's just a token of our gratitude to offer something back.
Appreciation. We need the fire, so we're offering the fire back to Krishna's appreciation. Prabhupada would give the example. Sometimes people would go to the Ganges, and they would offer Ganges water to the Ganges. There's no water needed in the Ganges, but it's a way of showing devotion. And yes, Vijaya Prabhu. Yeah. We warm up Krishna's body when we put in fire. Okay. But we don't want to warm him up in this time of the year. It's too hot. So my understanding was Kunidharani Madhiti says that if we're offering, of course this is also nice, that we're lighting our way to Krishna. So yeah, it's something that we should think about. We shouldn't do blind rituals. And water, we offer water. We need water. So it's a appreciation. We're offering things back to Krishna. It's appreciation. We need water. We need fire. We need cloth. We offer the cloth to the Lord. So everything that we do, we should understand why we're doing it. And we have Guru Puja. It's a way of showing gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. He's given us so much. His Bhaktivedanta purports they're just jewels. They're just so wonderful. You could just, therefore he said you could read these books thousands of times, and each time you get new insight in the subject matter. Why? Because each time we're reading it, we're on another level of consciousness. We're able to appreciate it more. So nice. This knowledge is so nice. And therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he emphasized so much that we have to give this knowledge out to the people. There's so much ignorance out there, ignoring Krishna. So we have this very, very, very valuable knowledge, the words of Krishna and the purports, commentaries of Srila Prabhupada, this priceless wisdom. So this way, people can understand what is real religion, what is dharma. Generally, they call dharma religion, but actually, real religion or dharma is that which can't be changed. One's faith can be changed. It's like I used to be a Christian. Many of us here used to be Christians, and we became Hare Krishna. So faith can be changed, but dharma can't be changed. So what is our dharma? Our dharma is that we're servants. That can't be changed. Either you're going to serve Krishna or you're going to serve Maya. You're going to serve one religion or another religion. You're going to serve. You got to serve. You got to. It's like was a Narendra song. You got to serve somebody. The famous song of Narendra. We have to serve somebody. So the highest service that we can render is service to Krishna, because we're part of Krishna. And Prabhupada many times he would give the example of the finger. The finger is part of the body. Can someone give Radha Krishna there a little nudge? Yeah, there you go. So the finger is part of the body. So naturally, the finger serves the body. Whatever I want the finger to do, it's going to do. But if the finger gets injured, then it's not so easy. Just like I was just in San Bernardino distributing books, and I injured my finger. And it doesn't act the way I want it. It doesn't do what I want it to do. Therefore I was playing harmonium. I couldn't do anything else. So it becomes a disturbance, actually. It causes pain to the body. Or if it gets infected, then the finger can't do what we want it to do. If it gets diseased. So when the soul is diseased, it can't do what Krishna wants to do. So the whole process of Krishna consciousness is to become healthy again, to become healthy parts and parcels of Krishna, so that we can do what Krishna wants us to do. As long as we're diseased, we don't know what to do, what not to do. It's a major problem in the world. People don't know what to do, what not to do. So this knowledge gives people information about what to do, what not to do. It's like so many of us, we didn't know. We had no idea what to do. Now we know, we're getting this knowledge. We know what to do. And we're on this path of purification so that we could not only do what's pleasing to Krishna, but to do what is pleasing in a pure way. Not only doing it, doing what Krishna wants us to do, but doing it purely. This is the goal. So this is dharma. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's also stated, ahara nidra bhayamaitanam cha samanmeitat pasibi niranam dharmo hitesam adiko viseso dharmena hina pasibi shamana. That the animals and the human beings, they have 4 activities that are similar: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. This is what the animals do, this is what the human beings do. But the big advantage of the human being is that we can inquire about what is the goal of life. We can inquire, who is God? Is there a God? What can I do to please God? This is why we have this big brain, so that we could inquire, atato brahma jigyasa, about what is the truth, about why we're here, what's going to happen at the time of death. Srila Prabhupada said these are the 3 questions an intelligent person will ask. Why am I here? What's the goal of life? What's going to happen at the time of death? So we're fortunate that we have this information that could answer these, and we should want to give it out as well. So dharma, artha. Artha means economic development. This is another very big thing in the material world. Economic development. Everybody wants to get money, because with money, we get sense gratification. And then, we're happy. Right? So people are trying so hard to get money. They'll do anything to get money. I gave the Sunday Feast lecture last week, and I was speaking about this a little bit. How a man will do anything, women also do anything. People break into people's homes to get money, with the risk of being killed. Many people get killed, cat burglars, right? And people go to war. It's good money. Yeah. Many soldiers, they were telling me, I was in the airport distributing books in LAX, and many of them told me, yeah, we're not so much interested in this, in America. It's good money. So people do anything. You go out there, you can get killed to make money. And what does Prahlad Maharaj say? Money is the honey. Money is the honey. But it can also be a cause of great distress, a lot of anxiety. People get money and there's anxiety, how to protect it. People lose money, cause of big anxiety. When I was in Australia, there was one devotee there that has a brother who works at these casinos, and these casinos, they have hotels. And sometimes it's a very common thing, like a couple times a week, people would jump out their window. They'd commit suicide. They lost everything, and they would commit suicide. So finally they put bars on the windows so they couldn't jump out the window. And then they were killing themselves in other ways. So much distress is caused. You get money, you lose it, very painful. But devotees, they get Lakshmi, and they use it in the service of Krishna. Just like we have so many wealthy devotees, Ambarish Prabhu, so many millions of dollars, he's using in the service of Krishna. He's very happy. You see, a lot of these millionaires, they're miserable. There's so much anxiety. But he's Ambarish Maharaj. He gave class, the Srimad Bhagavatam class, a couple of years ago in Mayapur. It's wonderful, a wonderful class. So you don't very often see multi-millionaires that are so nicely engaged in Krishna consciousness and free of stress and doing so much service for Krishna. So when it's utilized in the service of Krishna, then it's a great boon. It's like Prabhupada. He had millions of dollars at his fingertips. He could have used it in so many ways. But he was so frugal. So much so, there's one pastime of Prabhupada, he was in Vrindavan, and someone had sent him a check. So he wanted to put it in the bank. So he asked the devotees, so which is more expensive? To take a rickshaw to the bank, or to send it by mail? We're talking about pice, a few cents. He's got millions of dollars at his fingertips, and he's concerned about a few cents. Because every cent is Krishna's, so he wouldn't waste anything. And we should feel like this, that it's everything that we're using in the service of Krishna, it's Krishna's, and it should be utilized properly. And Banabhata told me that when he was the temple commander in Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada called him over and he said, why are you allowing this? Chastised him. You see that light over there? Prabhupada pointed to a light like 100 yards away. Why is that on? Go and turn it off. Don't waste Krishna's energy. And even Prabhupada would be walking on a morning walk, and he would see someone's water on, the water tap outside the house. And he would tell the devotees, go turn it off. It's not even his. Don't waste Krishna's energy. So it's very important that we not waste Krishna's energy. Everything should be utilized in the service of Krishna very carefully. So dharma, artha, then kama, lust. So this can also be utilized in the service of Krishna, raising Krishna conscious children. This is, Krishna says, I am that sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. Unfortunately, people don't utilize their desires in this way so much. They're trying to satisfy their sexual appetite. But of course, this doesn't bring satisfaction. The only thing that brings the satisfaction that we're all searching for is service to Krishna. Because we're actually the soul within. We're not the body. People are trying to satisfy the body, thinking this will bring pleasure, but we're not the body. Yeah. Therefore, Krishna, he says in the Bhagavad Gita, Evam buddhe parang buddha, samstabhyahatmanamatma, jahi satung mahabhav, kamarupam dharasana. Knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind, and intelligence, one should steady oneself by carefully engaging in Krishna consciousness. So not only should we carefully use the assets that we have, but we should utilize this body also very carefully in the service of Krishna. We shouldn't allow our eyes to see things that will disturb our consciousness, or our ears, because the mind, it's like a very, very sophisticated computer. Isn't it? We've all had the experience. Something's happened, 30 years ago, some contamination. It happened 30 years ago or 40 years ago, if you're old enough to remember that far. And it disturbs the consciousness. Just something that entered our consciousness. So we have to be very careful about what enters our consciousness. If we're hearing about Krishna, we're hearing the transcendental words given by Srila Prabhupada, we're hearing the glories of Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, this also sticks in our consciousness. But if we allow other things which are not beneficial for our spiritual life, then it can be a disturbance, obstacle, right? So it's not easy to be focused on Krishna, but if we can focus on Krishna, then Krishna is pleased, and he gives himself. There's one saying that the mother duck has many ducklings, and the duckling that quacks the loudest gets the attention of the mother. Yeah? So we should call out to Krishna. Yeah? Just like when Draupadi called out, "Hey Govinda!" Krishna was captured by that. So we have to call out to Krishna. Yeah? And the more we call out to Krishna, the more Krishna he'll hear us, and he'll give himself more and more. The more we call out to Krishna, then he'll give himself. Yeah? And this is the goal of the human form of life, is to call out to Krishna. There was one devotee that he was on Harinam, and one lady came to him and asked this devotee, "You're chanting this sound, what does it mean?" He said, the meaning of this is called the Hare Krishna mantra. And the meaning of this mantra is, God, please help me. And I was thinking, wow, that's a great translation of the Hare Krishna mantra. God, please help me. And Prabhupada, he gives a couple of translations. He says, Krishna, please again accept me. He's given this translation a few times. Krishna, please accept me again in your circle of devotees. So we want to be accepted again by Krishna. But to do that, we got to get purified. So we have to take this process very, very seriously. We have to have this genuine desire to please Krishna. And this will bring the satisfaction that we're searching for. Nothing else. Nothing else will bring this satisfaction, this love. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's stated, Atmendri Priti Vanchadari Palikam, Krishnendri Priti Ichadari Premanam. So what is lust? Lust means the desire to satisfy one's own senses, which we aren't. That's lust. And that's what's going on all around the world. People are in the bodily conception of life. So they're just trying to satisfy this body. And love means to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Krishna has his senses also. He sees. And Krishna, he likes it when we engage in devotional service. We dance before the Lord. Krishna's pleased. He likes that. So many people in Los Angeles, they're going to the discotheques, right? They're dancing for their sense gratification. But the soul is crying. And therefore you see so many people, they come out of the discotheque and they're frustrated. They go there for sense gratification and they don't get it. It didn't happen. So they're frustrated. Yeah. The soul is crying. But when we dance for Krishna, then the soul is so happy, dancing in joy. So this is whatever we're doing, we should do it for Krishna. Just like before I distribute books, I pray to Krishna, please Krishna, accept this offering of book distribution to these conditioned souls. Because this is also very pleasing. It's an offering to Krishna to give this knowledge to the conditioned souls. Whatever we're doing, we should feel that this is an offering. Just like right now they're cooking for the deities. So this is another offering. We're offering artiks. Right now they're cleaning the temple room, the floor on the altar. So much service that we're doing. To hear also, this is an offering. Please, Krishna, help me to hear attentively so I can get purified. And also speaking, this is an offering to Krishna. Help me to speak in a way that I can get purified. Everything we're doing should be done as an offering to Krishna. Yat kroshi, yat asnasi, yat jahosi, dasya, yat tapashyasi konti, tat krushramararpan. Prabhupada said this is the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita, this one verse. So important. All that we do. Unfortunately, we have, like I said, we're given guidance. Prabhupada's telling us what to do, how to engage in our life in the service of Krishna. What to do, all that we eat should be an offering. It's been an offering to Krishna. It's prashadam. And when we honor prashadam, that's what it is. We're honoring. It's also service. It's like Prabhupada before he would honor prashadam. He would just honor by himself. It was a seva to him. And there's one instance where a devotee he wanted to be in the room when Prabhupada was honoring prashadam. So he set the plate down. And then he went back towards the door and then he just sat to be there in the room when Prabhupada's honoring prashadam. And Prabhupada said, yes? Is there anything I can do for you? And no, Prabhupada. He paid obeisances and left. So it was very rare actually to be with Prabhupada because it was service to Krishna, to honor prashadam. It's not an easy thing to do because we're used to just chowing down. But we should learn how to honor prashadam. Quite often before Prabhupada would honor prashadam, he would say, prasade sarvadukanam hanira sopajayate prasanachita sohyaso buddhirpaya pachasyate. That for one who has received the causeless mercy of Krishna, the threefold miseries of existence no longer exist. For him, and for such a person, he has attained the highest goal. So, by taking prashadam, we become free of the miseries of material existence. It's very powerful. And therefore Prabhupada called this prashadam distribution, he said it's a secret weapon. Kitchen religion. There's so many things we're doing which is meant for the purification of the conditioned souls. Taking prashadam, distributing books, going out, harinam. So many ways we're trying to help the conditioned souls. And this is what pleases Krishna the most, is when we go out to help others. In the spiritual world, everybody is completely selfless, right? So in this process of Krishna consciousness, we're trying to learn how to be selfless, to go out of our comfort zone, to help others. And people really appreciate it. Yesterday I was distributing books at Cal State San Bernardino, and I noticed that there's one poster promoting meditation. And I was, wow, that's cool, nice. There's somebody's teaching meditation. And I was thinking, but who knows what they're teaching. So I was distributing there for 3 days. The last person, this is really mystical, the last person I spoke to yesterday was this person who organizes the meditation on campus. Because others had told them, hey, there's some guy out there with a table that's, he's got meditation, he's got a meditation thing going there. So it turns out to be a really nice guy. So I said, well, so what type of meditation are you doing? He says, I chant Rama, 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 Rama. I said, wow, that's a great mantra. So then he said, but I stopped chanting that. Now we just breathe. I said, the breathing is really good. I also breathe. I'm into the breathing. But keep chanting the Rama. Don't stop. When you breathe in, okay, Rama, breathe out Rama, because this is very, very purifying. So I showed him the Hare Krishna mantra, and explained to him how George Harrison had written a song about this, and millions of people chant this mantra. So I told him not next week, but the week after, I'm going to be here again, and if you like, I can give some guidance on meditation. Because I've been doing it for 38 years. And he's like, oh no, really? You can come and you can speak about meditation. Yeah. So it was really nice. He took like 4 books and gave a real nice donation. So people are looking. He's got a whole bunch of people in this meditation. Of course, they don't know what they're doing. They're just breathing. Haven't a clue. And he said, well, I was thinking of getting into this transcendental meditation. I said, don't do that, whatever you do. Don't do that, it's a ripoff. When Prabhupada was speaking about this, they used to charge how much? $35 for a mantra. Does anybody know how much they're charging now? Huh? No, $1,500. Inflation. $1,500 for a 2-syllable mantra. I've met people that are working students that are working all summer so they can get their mantra. I said, please, don't waste your money. It's a scam. So there's so much cheating going on out there. But there are people that are looking for God, for spiritual life, and for mantras and how to meditate. And so we should go out and try to help these people that are searching. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question or comment? Correction? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.